Welcome back to Autism Live. We are here with two of my favorite people. We have Larry Hauser, who you just are a king among men, honestly. I get speechless because I have so many nice things to say about you, and we'll try to get to many of them. And we have with you, it's the first time we've had father and son on together, Boyd Hauser. Boyd's 11. And we're so glad to have you, because you have been on the show before, but it's the first time with Dad, so that's a super cool thing. So, and we have a lot to talk about, because Larry is the founder of Fullerton Cares, which I think is one of the most amazing organizations. I was saying before that I think you guys have laid a ground plan of what one person can start in a community and how that can change the community. And I think what Fullerton is doing is what every community should be doing. You guys have made a safety net for all of the parents and the families who need it, and have created something really incredible that involves the entire community. Just blows my mind what you have been able to do in Fullerton. But Boyd had said right before that we went on air, he said, you know, how did Fullerton Cares start? Maybe we should start there. So Dad, how did Fullerton Cares start? What made this happen?
It started obviously when Boyd was diagnosed with autism, and just trying to figure out what to do. And basically did a little fundraiser, not kind of knowing what we were doing, and people supported it and realized that we had something. It was actually a comedy show that we did at a local restaurant, a little tiny restaurant we did, and it was money that we were raising to fund a walk, an Autism Speaks walk that we were doing, and shortly after that, realized that there was something that was there within our community, and something that we had the support to do. So we just took it and just took it a little further every year, and then now we're 10 years into it and have put together two really big, notable events
that are yearly.
That are yearly, and yeah, we look back like 10 years, and
it's crazy
wow.
Good.
Yeah.
Crazy good. And we should note that, you know, you weren't somebody who was used to doing these kinds of events, but you were and are a business person. You own businesses within Fullerton. Now it's multiple. Tell them about your restaurants.
Well, we have a restaurant called Bourbon Street right in downtown Fullerton. It's practically on the same street as Disneyland.
It's amazing. The food is amazing, and the people who work there. You know how in Cheers, it's that whole thing about where everybody knows your name and there's a feel and a vibe to Cheers. I'm serious. It is like that. It's absolutely amazing. Great service and incredible food. So good.
Yeah, and then the Bowery, which you opened up about 2 years ago. It's right next door. It's basically like bringing the pizza parlor back.
I love it.
A nice hipster style pizza place that is really family oriented.
Incredible places. So you guys, they're right in the train station parking lot.
Fullerton train station parking lot.
And you know, it's just down the street from Disneyland. So if you are going to Disneyland, and a lot of times you go to Disneyland and you go, we don't want to eat at the park. We're done. We're leaving. We're going back to the hotel. You should put that into your little, you know, ways to go to Bourbon Street, and then you'll get to either one. You can choose pizza or go to the Bourbon Street, but you should do that.
Right.
And go in and say, hey, I saw them on Autism Live, right? So make sure you do that, because it's the thing to do.
Right.
Absolutely love it. But so that's, you know, you were coming at this from sort of a business person's standpoint, and you pulled other business people in with you.
Right, and a lot of the community too. You realize that when you're a business owner of a public place, that you have some leverage, because people want food.
Yes, of course.
People want food, and people ask us for donations constantly.
Yes.
And we're more than happy to do it, but what we have done is we have made sure that our stuff is tailored towards a leverage for our kids in the community, in the school districts, And you know, I'll give you an example. A PTA would ask me for donation or food, and I'll be more than happy to do that, but only if your people, your parents volunteer at the Mardi Gras for autism.
There we go.
So what that does is it gets them involved in what we're doing, and you know, I make friends, and they really just grow to love the event, and then I just have, you know, permanent supporters from you know, each year, and it's school after school after school, and it's it really is. It's just leveraging with what we have, and it's food.
Well, and out of that, you've got two huge events, one of which is coming up and we're going to talk about. But there are lots of different ways that you guys give back to the school district. You do a lot of things to help the community. You've been able to create a sensory garden at one of the schools. You've been able to fund all of the special needs classrooms, all of their wish list for the things that they've wanted. You are a huge source of support for the entire community. You know, you guys have helped to make sure that there is support given at dance classes and martial arts and all these things. It's been amazing. So, and Boyd has been so awesome. Look, there you guys are. There's the Mardi Gras for Autism, one of my favorite events of the year. But so, Boyd, you're 11, and a lot of this started, you were too young to know about, but now at 11, I want to know, what do you think about all the nice things that Fullerton Cares does for kids with and without autism?
Like, you know, like they do, like there's a Mardi Gras, there's like a sensory, there's like a good one you can do.
Yeah.
It's so fun that you gotta know, it's gonna be fun. You should go there, and there's like a video game check if you're very interested.
Yeah. Are you into video games a little bit? Yeah.
Like, I better do Smash Bros.
Okay. All right. And I know that you are, I hear that you're a little bit into martial arts too. Are you good at it?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah, all right. I believe that. So we were talking about some of the events. You brought up the Fullerton Cares Mardi Gras for Autism, which usually happens in the month of April, right?
Right,
Dad?
that's the first Saturday of April every year.
And like I said, you guys, one of my favorite events of the entire year, because not only does the autism community show up, but it's the only event that I know of that I go to that's autism that the whole community comes. Whole community comes, and they help and they volunteer, but they come to the event. So, you know, a lot of times we'll be there and have a booth and, you know, be giving out information, whatever, but at least half the people who come to the booth do not have a child on the spectrum.
Right.
The fact that you can throw an event that you get the whole community, it's like the piece that we're all trying to figure out, but Larry already has cracked the code on this.
Yeah, I think I just realized early on that I don't want to preach to the choir, which are other autism families. I'd rather preach to other people.
Yeah.
Because that's how we're going to get more acceptance and change, you know, with just by getting them to interact with and see, you know, with you know, kids with special needs at this event. It's quite amazing.
It's amazing. So Boyd, and I keep asking you a question right after you take a drink of water. It's like the worst thing I could do. But if you had to describe Fullerton Cares in one word, what word would you say?
Like, it's very like awesome, and like every kid can do anything.
That's awesome.
Like everything they can do.
I
like
love it.
everybody's gonna be there. Like all like the Fullerton people are gonna be there too.
Wonderful. And so now you guys have another event that's coming up, your other big event every year, which is your big comedy event. And talk a little bit about this event, Dad, because it's always amazing.
Well, the comedy show is for the drinkers.
Well, there you have it.
No, we do have the Mardi Gras, which is a kids event, but you know, not everybody wants to, you know, get up early and support something like that. Yeah. So we do something on the other side, which is more of like an adult event, and it's been extremely popular. We went from a little restaurant to like the big Fox Theater, and we rotate between the Fox Theater and the Fullerton Ballroom every year. So this year it's at the Fullerton Ballroom.
Got it.
We had Jay Moore last year, and he killed it.
Oh.
And he loved what we did so much that he wanted to come back.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, and that's odd because we're normally begging people to come, and
Yeah.
not really begging, but you know, we have to do work to get them to do
Yeah.
the show. But he was right
was
there.
awesome.
Yeah, he was awesome.
He was totally awesome. I was there last year. You guys were very sweet and allowed me to get up and talk a couple of minutes and do part of my Autism Monologues show, which was very sweet of you guys. I felt very much a fish out of water. But Jay Moore was amazing, like, you know, just killed. But there were also a bunch of other comics who were on the stage, and I would say like half of them were people who were on the spectrum. Am I like
Right,
even
right.
in the neighborhood of like, you know, there were a bunch of people, and a lot of them were professional stand-up comedians who've done a lot of rooms, and of all of those people, about half of them were people who were on the spectrum, and it just made for a really particularly very targeted, funny show. And it was also, I just found that's just so inspirational. You know, it is an event for adults, but because I was doing a couple of minutes of it, my then 15-year-old son was there. And can I tell you that afterwards we left and he was like, I think I want to do stand-up comedy.
Oh, that's neat.
Isn't that like,
Yeah.
I was like, no, you don't want to do stand-up comedy, but he was so inspired by seeing all those people and knowing, oh, like, you know, and seeing so many different comedians and seeing comedians at different, you know, because everybody who's on the spectrum is different, right? There are no two people on the spectrum. But he was like, oh, this is so infinitely possible for someone like myself.
Right.
And that was a powerful, powerful thing. Boyd was there last year. There was, because in addition to the comedy, you guys have some things that you guys auction off. Yes?
Yeah, we do a couple live auctions during the show, and Boyd was kind enough to come and offer or represent a pair of Laker tickets.
Yes.
So.
I remember that because you were wearing a Laker t-shirt. Do you remember that, Boyd?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Do you like the Lakers? A little bit?
I like the Lakers.
Or are you more the Clippers? That was funny, I guess.
That was funny, but
Right.
no.
No. Oh, so you're more the Lakers.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if you were talking to people and you had one thing to say to somebody about autism, to a family member, like a sibling, somebody who has a brother or sister that has autism, what would you say to them?
Well, it's very awesome, and I love it. There's more about autism. There's like, if you want to play in a video game truck, there's like the Nintendo Switch. There's like the Xbox. There's PS4s and PlayStations. But don't tell there's no N64s, no Wii U's, no Wii, no like Nintendo 3DS, nothing like that. Just Nintendo, Xbox, PS4, and PlayStation.
Now, so you clearly are a little bit of an expert on video games and video game systems. What's your favorite system to play?
The Nintendo Switch.
Really? And Smash Brothers is your game of choice on?
Well, Mario Party I did play.
Right.
Well, I got all 5 gems when I played.
Oh, so you're very good at that. Do you ever play in the tournaments?
Well, I played in the marathon and I won like mostly all the time.
You did? I'm impressed.
I played
I'm
in
not
the
good at
marathon.
Smash Brothers. Do you
No,
play it
Mario
all then?
Party.
Oh,
I
yeah,
meant Mario Party. I meant Mario Party.
Mario Party. Okay,
Yeah.
my bad. I've never played Mario Party. I should try it.
You should. You should try it. It's
Okay.
fun.
All right, something to try. So, but back to the comedy show. So we know that you got Jay again this year. Who else is on your lineup? Do we know?
Yeah, George Perez again.
He's
He's
awesome.
been with us since day one, so there's
Yeah.
he's a mainstay, and,
Yeah.
and Keith Reeves will be there again.
Awesome.
He's obviously on the spectrum.
Yeah.
And I think what we're going to do is change it up a little bit and actually try to get Keith to actually host.
Oh, that would
He'll be on
well.
stage a lot more, and
Very cool.
And we have a couple more that we're going to announce.
Okay. Well, I can't wait to hear. What are the particulars of the event? When is it? And we got to go over again where it is again, because it's the ballroom, but I don't
Right.
know where that is.
So the ballroom is this like little hidden gem that's right above Bourbon Street and the Bowery. So it's in the train station parking lot, the Fullerton
Okay.
train station parking lot, and it's upstairs.
Oh.
And it is a It's a room that very historic.
I feel
room.
like I've
Yeah.
been in there before now that you say
I
that.
think you have.
I
Yeah.
feel like I have, maybe
Yeah.
for a kickoff thing or something.
Uh-huh.
Maybe. Really cool room. Lots of great ambiance.
Very, very much so. So
Okay.
we'll have things going on at Bourbon Street, some live entertainment over at the Bowery,
Okay.
and
So people could come early, go to dinner.
Absolutely.
And then go upstairs for the event.
and we'll have live entertainment
Okay.
in the beginning.
So what time is the comedy event starting and what date? Did you tell me already?
It starts at 7 o'clock, and it is November 16th. It's on a
November 16th.
Saturday.
On a Saturday. Okay, because usually you do it like on a Thursday or something, right? Or
Right,
Friday?
right.
Okay, so that makes better sense on a Saturday. Okay, it's a go out kind of night.
Right.
So the comedy starts at 7?
Comedy starts at 7, right?
Okay.
Show starts at 7.
So you could go early, go to dinner, enjoy yourself, then go on upstairs.
Right. I would definitely suggest to come early and enjoy what we have going on downstairs.
And
Sure.
it's a wild, raucous night of laughing. You have such a good group of people too that attend these events. Like,
We do. The whole city comes out. The school district board members, superintendent, the city council, mayor. We even have assembly people that come to the event. So
yeah.
highly visible, and we're just extremely lucky. It's
I
awesome.
don't think it's so much about luck as that you're doing the right thing. It's that phrase about the harder the work, the luckier we got.
The harder you work, the
think-
luckier you get.
I really think you guys are hard. You work hard, and you're really smart, and you're doing the right thing. So I think it looks like luck, but I think it's more the rest of it. And we should note, I want to make sure that people understand that this is an adult event. There will be adult language used. There will be adult topics used. You've had Andy Dick be the person before.
Right.
And Jay, I think Jay is totally capable of working clean, but this is not a time when he's like being a clean comic. There are adult subjects being discussed. This is like if you were going to go to a comedy club.
To the improv, right?
Right.
Just like in the improv.
So very, very adult conversations, even though
And we'll have-
I just don't want to mislead people. My son was in the room for part of it, and your son was in the room for part of it, but normally you would not take a young person, and they weren't in there for the whole time, so this is adults. Leave your kids at home, get the babysitter,
We
have
have a
the
lot of-
in-laws watch them. But
We have a lot of local craft beer breweries that get involved, so
Yes.
we'll have really good product to offer our customers and food.
people will tip a few.
Right.
That will be the thing to do. And so important that you guys do this event, but you're raising money for all kinds of things. Give them an idea of some of the things that you guys raise money for.
Well, like you had mentioned earlier, we put in a sensory. We pretty much fulfill all the needs for all the classrooms in Fullerton School District. $1,000, to start off the school year, and a lot of the donor choose stuff that they put in for will come in and fund it. We have also put in a sensory room, sensory garden. And a lot of it funds our gigantic event, which is a Mardi Gras for autism.
Yeah.
And that event is, just one of those things that has a reach that's, middle America, really.
Yeah.
People reference it all the time. We get emails all the time about advising on that sort of event, and, how do you do it? I'm always more than happy to tell them how
You
to
got to
do it,
write that book, though,
yeah.
Larry. You got to write that book about how to have an event that gets the whole world, not just the autism community, to come. And
I
that's
was
not the
talking
title
to
of it,
yeah.
obviously, but it's got to be something along.
I was
those
just talking to
lines.
my wife. Sorry to interrupt, but
No.
and I was like, we've done what we've set out to do. So now we're just looking at all the loose ends to tighten up. We really set out to I would say change the culture and the stigma of autism in our community.
Yeah.
And I just really think that we've done it.
I absolutely would agree with you. I think that you absolutely have done it. I love this shape. Are you getting ready for Halloween here?
Hey, you're on TV. on TV.
Well, he's also 11, and we're doing a lot of talking that doesn't involve him. But and it's getting warm in here, and he's in a jacket. I know
Yeah.
I'm warm. Are you warm?
I made him rock the Fullerton Cares
But
hoodie.
it's so awesome.
Yeah, and the Mardi Gras for
Look at
autism
that.
shirt.
And you are a visitor here.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. So hang on to that jacket for just a second, because I'm going to ask you another question, and your mic is on the jacket, and I don't want it
Oh,
to
yeah.
go too
Gotta
far
put that
away.
in.
So we'll have it be over here. But when you think about the future, how would you like people in the future to think of autism?
Like, very fun. They should go like every year
Oh, no,
to have like plenty of fun.
I think you're talking
You're
about
talking about the Mardi Gras.
the Mardi
Yeah.
Gras,
Yeah, the
and I
Mardi
agree
Gras,
with that.
Like that.
But when
Keep
you
this
think
on.
about autism, and I don't know how do you think about autism ever?
I think about it.
And so Dad had said, I don't know what words are appropriate, and I don't know which words you use, Dad, so help me out. But how do we language it for him in particular? What do you say to him? That he's on the spectrum, or what words do you use?
He knows it, but he doesn't really talk about it often, and
Which I think is
we don't,
normal.
we don't really, we don't really put labels on it, and he knows that he's in different classes, and now he's in a blended class, which is awesome.
Uh,
You like that, being in the blended class?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, what's different about your new classroom?
There's two teachers. Like, this is weird but true. Like, if one teacher's out, there's a sub. But if two teachers out, two subs.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And even more better, two classrooms.
Kind of cool.
So it's a co-teaching class where there's actually two teachers in the classroom. But basically, what it does is no special ed kids are going in and out for speech or anything like that. They're staying in the classroom, and the typical kids actually get a whole lot of help too, because there's aides in there that will help them. So all these, the typical teachers and the special ed teachers, they're all working together to help the whole classroom. It's not, here's a special ed classroom and that's it. This is an entirely different classroom. We just had a conference. I'm friends with the superintendent and a couple board members, and they're always asking me, how's the class? Because it's piloted this year.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I don't know, because I haven't talked to the teacher. But I finally did, and they said that he is absolutely flourishing in it. Wish they had that type of classroom last year. Superintendent saw it at a school in Seattle, and he brought it to Fullerton to try it out. And it's working out well.
But I just want to point out to people watching that a lot of us, have been, I'm not right now, but in the past I've been in a school district where you had to fight for everything.
Right.
And it was this contentious, And, we talk about a lot of things on the show, but one of the things that we talk about when we want to change behavior for ourselves or for our kids is antecedent modification, doing something before it becomes a problem. And Fullerton Cares is like the perfect example of a community that decided we're going to be proactive and make friends with the school even before this becomes an issue, and I now 10 years later, we're seeing the fallout from it is that you have a superintendent and principals who are looking at what can we do to be cutting edge here, going and looking at other programs to see what works and piloting programs like this that are the things that make sense. And I feel like that part of that is a result of all the work that you have done. When you go to a school district and say, hi, we'd like to write a check to pay for all of the materials that your special education teachers have asked for, would you mind? Like, we're going to write that check. And you guys do that every single year from your sales of your firework things, right?
Yes.
That for, like a week right before the 4th of July, you guys sell fireworks because it's allowed in your district. And which I've noticed too, that's multi-layered too, because it's not just you guys selling fireworks. I've talked to families who are like, yeah, I didn't really know how to connect with my community, and then I saw that there was a thing if I could volunteer to go work at the firework booth, and I made all the friends I needed to be able to know the things. So it's fellowship, that people are working the booth together and learning things and finding out about stuff while they're making a difference and feeling good about things. And then the check gets written to the school. Let's talk about how amazing that is. But the difference that must make with the school district, the fact that your superintendent comes to your events, like that in and of itself is,
Yeah.
and you know, over the years, the people that you've sent to have us on the show, that like the dentist, the local dentist,
Right,
comes and talks on the show to support, that not only does she support your events,
Yeah,
but she does, he's fine.
That's
She does programs that are just for kiddos on the spectrum.
Yeah, and that's what's so special about her in that event, and it all started at the Mardi Gras event. I used to beg a hot dog guy to come to the Mardi Gras event. Now it's like once I put it out there, it's the spots are gone very quickly, and I vet these vendors too to make sure they are quality vendors,
Yeah.
and not just imposters with trying to get some different angle on publicity,
Yeah.
So the family's really coming to this event and getting some. Just some quality autism-related information, and that's what makes the event so strong,
I'll tell you, but the group itself is just amazing, and what you guys do for the community is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I just looked at the clock and realized that we've gone 15 minutes past when the show is supposed to be over, because I can't stop talking to you guys. Anyway.
Got a tag.
Thank you, because nobody needs a tag in their shirt, right? Boyd, you're amazing. I think you're awesome.
Thank you.
And I think that you're such a good example of a fabulous young man who's doing things and going places. Have you thought about what you're going to do when you grow up?
Not yet, but I have plenty of time to think of it.
You do have plenty of
What do
time
you
to
wanna
think
be?
about it. What do you want to be? Do you know?
A boss at Bowery and Berman, just like my dad over here.
So you're going to work with your dad? Do you ever sometimes now work?
He wants to be the boss.
Well,
That's
of
what he
course.
says.
Who doesn't want to be the boss? It's
He
good to
doesn't
be the
have
boss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm already.
Do you ever work for Dad now? Do you do small jobs for Dad?
Well, I don't really go to work because.
Well, you did go to work. So, he's like a genius in math practically,
Ah.
and he's doing math beyond his grade level.
Wow.
But at a very young age, I think it was like 4. He was counting my stacks of change, and putting all the ones and 25s
Wait,
and
what age was I?
and the 5. I think you're like 4.
Wow.
But that's what he would like
That's
to
what a
do, So
4-year-old
I
would
just
do?
had him, okay, here, you count
I
the change
know,
and
11-year-old.
and organize the change and he's been working at Bourbon Street his whole life. He probably doesn't know it. He probably just thinks it's normal
Yeah.
life to him. But
Yeah.
he's definitely developed some good skills just by being there.
I love that he wants to come and work with Dad. What a wonderful thing. So it'll be Bourbon Street and Sons.
Whoa. Wait, did I sack it? What did I do when I was 4?
You were counting money
Did I
and
count
stacking it and sorting it.
on the first try?
Probably.
Probably.
I counted it right.
Yeah, you remember. You remember
You
you
were
counted the money
super
at
duper
Bourbon?
smart.
Did I know how many there is?
Yeah, 25s, ones.
You know what they say in Boston? They say wicked smart.
Who taught me
You're
how to
wicked
count?
smart.
Who taught me how to count?
You did. You taught yourself.
How about that? Well, in any case, we've gone way over, but you guys are such a treat and such a delight, and we love all of you. But I thank you. Thank you for being the awesome Uber guy that you are and the awesome dad that you are, because I know for a fact that you have changed the playing field in Fullerton and that people are watching. So thank you. Hey, thanks for watching Autism Live. To subscribe, click here. And if you'd like to check out some more of our videos, click here.